What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, everybody. So you guys have probably heard about this situation with Sophie Turner finally being cast as Lara Croft, at least finally announcing that, yes, she is going to be Lara Croft officially in the Amazon series that's coming up next year. They're going to start shooting it next year. And look, let me just get this out the way first and foremost, all right? Everybody's talking about Sophie Turner, and they're saying, yeah, from a body type perspective, nah, she's not going to get it done, okay? She's not going to get it done because Sophie Turner and Lara Croft, no, sir. No, sir, all right? She's missing a couple of important assets. I think we all can agree with that. But listen, I think Sophie Turner is a fine actress, regardless of assets that she may or may not have, all right? I think she's going to do just fine. She's not the problem. This chick is the problem. And she's always been the problem from day one when they announced the series, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, all right? And the reason that Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a giant problem for this character is because Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a feminist. And feminists are trying to do everything in their power to take away from things, especially in male-centered franchises, that men love, okay? Especially when it comes to the quote-unquote male gaze. Now, say whatever it is you want to say about the original Lara Croft. I don't care. This character was designed for men. This was not designed for women to enjoy, all right? Even though some women probably did enjoy this. But this was not designed with women in mind. This was designed for the male gaze. You can sit up here and deny it all you want to. That's the original character that was created. And you know how I feel. Get as close as the original as humanly possible, okay? So when we're talking about that, yeah, Sophie Turner, she don't fit the bill. Okay, Lara Croft is similar to the OG Lara Croft, which was Angelina Jolie. Yeah, I can see this and this. Oh yeah. I can put two and two together. All right, 2 and 2. Yeah, all right. You know, you can get that done. But yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, she's not doing that. All right, I can tell you that right now, and it's because she's a major feminist, raging feminist. She always tries to do everything against the male gaze. Remember, she was part writer of No Time to Die, that James Bond, that horrible James Bond movie. And then, of course, she was Helena Shaw in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. If you've seen those two movies, you can stop right there. You don't even need to know anything else about what Phoebe Waller-Bridge is going to do within a male franchise. So here's my fear. And last time we saw this, all right, we saw a feminist take over a property, a female property that men mostly liked, all right, that guys liked, that guys enjoyed. We saw this happen once before. Do you guys remember what that was? Oh, it was She-Hulk, right? Remember She-Hulk Attorney at Law? Yeah. This is what happened when feminists take over a male property. They turn it into She-Hulk Attorney at Law. That's what's going to happen with Tomb Raider. What happens is when these feminists get a hold of a property that men are interested in, especially one with a female lead, what they want to do is use it as some sort of a clapback at all the toxic masculinity that they think is existing out there within the fan base, all right? They want to clap back at the fans instead of making something for the fans of the property. Again, remember, the fans of this is all guys, all right? This was made for men. This was not made for women. Women did not say, oh, yeah, this is what I'm all about. This was a video game made for guys. But see, you remember what happened when Jessica Gao got her hands on this property. Remember what she wanted to do?
We started writing the show 3 years ago. Like, that's how long ago this all was. And the fact that we were able to very accurately every single time predict exactly what the toxic reaction was going to be, like, it's both sad, but also goes to show like how like tired and unoriginal these guys are, that 3 years ago, I could tell you what you were going to say because you're just that predictable and boring. But the little troll that lives inside of me was utterly delighted that we were able to troll the troll.
Shut up, bitch! Oh my God!
Again, they want to use it as some sort of a clapback. They want to talk shit to the fans and say, ha, we got you, all right? We dropped all kind of little bait and crumbs in there for you guys to eat up, and then we clap back at you, and then we gonna brag about it later. That's the kind of dumb shit that these feminists do when they get a hold of our properties. That's why this shit is gonna go belly up. Again, I don't think there's gonna be anything wrong with Sophie Turner. I think Sophie Turner's a fine actress, all right? I think she'll be just fine. Flat-chested or not. I don't even think that's gonna make any difference. But Phoebe Waller-Bridge, oh, she's going to be the problem. She's going to be the major problem in this whole thing. But yeah, let's go ahead and check out this article. Shout out to Marvin Montanaro and thatparkplace.com. Sophie Turner has officially been cast as Lara Croft in Amazon Tomb Raider live-action series by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. For months, it seemed Amazon's big bet on the live-action Tomb Raider series was over before it began. Reports earlier this year suggested Phoebe Waller-Bridge's expensive adaptation was dead in the water. Yet today, the streamer surprised the industry with the announcement that Sophie Turner has officially been cast as Lara Croft, breathing life back into a project many had written off. Now, back in April, insiders were whispering that Amazon had quietly shelved the Tomb Raider show. Too bad they didn't. Too bad they didn't, man. Listen, this thing really didn't need any further adaptation. Honestly, Tomb Raider, as far as I'm concerned, the first two, all right, with Angelina Jolie, all right, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and then what was it, Cradle of Life? They didn't really need to do anything more. I don't even know what more you can do with the character of Lara Croft. Yeah, you could tell some more adventures and do all of that kind of shit, but I don't think they're going to outdo what Angelina Jolie did, so I don't think there's any point. Just leave it alone. Move on. Make new things, all right? Trying to revive this, and especially if you're going to revive it with Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Do you really think women are going to show up and watch Tomb Raider? Women have no interest in this franchise like that. This is a guy's franchise. We're going to see the exact same thing we've been seeing with the comic book movies, with Yelena and the Thunderbolts, with the Marvels. It's going to be all guys that's going to watch it, all right? It's going to be like 70% male audience, but the male audience is not going to be a big male audience, and hardly any women are showing up. That's what happens every single time they take a female and they try to turn them into a girl boss. And look, man, Lara Croft, I love the character of Lara Croft, but she's just not going to fit when you have Phoebe Waller-Bridge doing it, all right? It's just not going to work. No completed scripts, no production schedule, and mounting skepticism made it appear that the project was finished. That reporting, which we covered at that time, looked like the end of the line for Amazon's expensive push into gaming IP. Now, however, the series is not only alive, but moving forward at full speed. Production is slated to begin in January 26th with Fleabag star and Indiana Jones ruiner Phoebe Waller-Bridge writing, executive producing, and sharing showrunning duties alongside Chad Hodge. Jonathan Van Tulliken is attached as director and executive producer. And then, of course, they added Sophie Turner, who was Sansa Stark in Game of Thrones. All right, she was also in X-Men as Jean Grey. And again, I think she's a fine actress. She is not the problem, all right? It is the Amazon Waller-Bridge problem. That's what it is. Amazon also is a problem in this. Obviously, we've seen what they've done with Rings of Power, all right, with the Lord of the Rings franchise, ran that shit right into the ground. You know, they don't handle big franchises very well, you know? Man, I remember there was a time and place when you heard that one of your favorite franchises was going to get some sort of a big adaptation, like a TV show or a big screen adaptation, you was like, oh, hell yeah, man. My shit is about to get adapted into a movie or a big time TV show. Yo, I can't wait. Remember those days, man? You used to be pumped up. It's like, oh, shit, man, I wonder who they going to cast as this person. Oh, I wonder what storyline they're going to use. Yo, I hope they use this storyline. This storyline was the best. Whether it was a video game franchise, a comic book, whether it was a TV show or a book series or whatever, you were excited back in the days when they used to take over one of your favorite franchises and they was going to do a big screen adaptation. Now you're just hoping that they don't find your franchise, all right? If you got a favorite franchise right now, man, you are hoping that shit just flies under the radar. It's like, holy shit, man. I pray to God, man. Please, Lord. Okay. Kids out there doing the nerd's prayer every night at home on their knees. And finally, oh Lord, please never let woke Hollywood discover my franchise. May the leprous touch of Amazon or Disney never take hold of her. And if that should happen, oh Lord, may my franchise live in development hell for eternity. Amen. You're like, Lord, please don't let them find my franchise. Oh, man, we've been just fine without a dumbass Phoebe Waller-Bridge adaptation or Leslie Headland or Kathleen Kennedy or any of these damn chicks. All right. Shit, Jennifer Salke, too, man. She's gone now. But yeah, Waller-Bridge, she had an exclusive deal with the studio, reported to be worth somewhere around 60 to 100 million, signed back in 2019. She still ain't did nothing, has she? She ain't signed. She ain't made nothing yet. Just stealing money. Man, These feminists. Waller-Bridge's breakout hit Fleabag was not a part of this agreement. That show was originally produced for the BBC, with Amazon merely handling international distribution. The lucrative Amazon contract came after Fleabag's success and was supposed to deliver new originals for Prime Video. Yet until Tomb Raider revival, this deal had yielded absolutely nothing. Yeah, she just stealing money. With Salky now out of her position, reviving Tomb Raider looks like an attempt to claw back some value from an arrangement that has faced growing scrutiny. Yeah, and then it talks about why Sophie Turner. Again, I don't think Sophie Turner is going to be a problem. It says here she brings instant star power. That's true, all right? She's a recognizable face, you know, all of that good stuff. She's going to be just fine, all right? But I guess the question is, can Amazon deliver, all right? It says here it brings up the Rings of Power, all right, and how that thing is flopped. And now they move it on to Tomb Raider, and they're hoping it will avoid a similar fate. Look, at the end of the day, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is a feminist, and, you know, everything that she has touched in terms of a male franchise, all right? Even though she didn't write the Dial of Destiny, she was a part of it. And, you know, in order for her to be a part of it, they probably said, hey, man, you got to put some feminism in this for me if I'm going to be in this movie. Same thing with, what's her name? Solo, right? All right, she was the droid, you know, for the Millennium Falcon. So it's the same part there. And then, of course, she did No Time to Die. I mean, she has absolutely been destroying. Like, she's like what is it? The opposite of King Midas or whatever, right? She got that Shigaraki touch. I guess I talked about this before, man. Shigaraki. For my anime heads out there, right? Everything she touched, she destroys. So, yeah, I don't think Tomb Raider is going to be any different, man. Again, she is not, her. She's the problem, okay? Phoebe Waller-Bridge. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think for it, man. Are y'all looking forward to this? I think this is just going to be a giant disaster, all right? And again, it just reminds me so much of She-Hulk, all right? When these feminists get a hold of these male properties with female leads, they want to use the female lead as some sort of like a clapback, man. They want to attack the male audience that they're supposed to be making the content for. They're supposed to be making this for men. And nobody's going to like this bullshit when it's coming out here and she's talking shit to some dude and she's talking about the male gaze. She's probably not going to wear anything sexy. She definitely not going to be looking like this, all right? She is not going to be looking like this, man. She's going to be dressed head to toe, all right? She ain't going to be looking sexy. She ain't going to have the assets, all right? She already don't have them, man. So look, man, I don't know the point of this thing. I think it's just going to be a giant waste of time and money. But this is Hollywood, baby. All right, that's how it goes. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Go ahead, jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.